Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Betsy. And together we're As We Go. Today we invite you to join us as we go visit the USS Texas. So in March of 2020, it took some doing to get up to where the USS Texas was currently moored in March, sharing the property with the San Jacinto Monument, because it was ferries and freeways and tank farms and finally through the entrance gate. And then a little more winding around until we actually got into the parking lot. But then there she is, sitting in, well, former glory, I guess you would say. Now, we were there on March 6th of 2020, and here's a cool bit for you. The USS Texas was actually commissioned on March 12th, 1914. So we were there almost exactly 106 years before she went into service. And here's how she looked in 1919. As you can see, she has changed a bit over the years. She had 14-inch guns on her at the time, and those things could throw a 1,400-pound shell about 13 miles. She was a pretty effective floating artillery unit. Now, the USS Texas is unique in that she saw action in both World War I and World War II, and during World War II, she earned 5 battle stars, which is pretty impressive. Some of her duties, well, she started off during our neutral period doing convoy escort across the North Atlantic, and then later, she had a key role when we went into battle to take North Africa back during the North Africa campaign. And finally at D-Day, she was off the coast of Normandy throwing her shells 13 miles to help beat back the German forces so that that invasion could take place. After she saw some time in the European theater, she was transferred to the Pacific Theater, where she provided naval gunfire support during the battles of Iwo Jima and Okinawa. And during her career, she also had several technical firsts. The USS Texas was the first battleship to mount anti-aircraft guns. She was the first U.S. ship to control gunfire with directors and range keepers, sort of the analog version of the computers they use today. She was the first U.S. battleship to launch an aircraft, and one of the first to receive the CXAM production radar from the U.S. Navy. And that's not all. After World War II, she became the first U.S. battleship to become a permanent museum ship, and the first battleship to be declared a U.S. National Historic Landmark. Now, when we got up there to visit her in 2020, unfortunately, she was closed to the public. We couldn't go on board. But back in 2017, in December, we did make a trip up there. It was our first year down on the Texas Gulf Coast, and she was definitely one of our bucket list items. And we were able to get on board and grab a few pictures. Now, much of the ship at that point was closed to the public, but we did see a few things. We hoped to get up there last year, but sadly, a tank farm fire closed access to her. And now this year, she's closed to the public because they are getting her underway, or preparing her to get underway to make a trek down to a shipyard where she will undergo full restoration, and they're going to replace her hull from the waterline down. The reason she's closed is that that hull has developed several leaks, and she's no longer stable to have a lot of people traipsing about on those decks and everything. So that's their goal, is to get her fully restored. And as you saw earlier, it takes some doing to get into where she's currently moored. However, the plan is to find her a new permanent berth where she is more readily accessible to the public. Now, we're pulling for Galveston ourselves because we tend to winter down here. She will still be in Texas, but where, we don't know. And we were surprised when we were there that we saw the her radar was actually running. Might be because they did have things powered up as the contractors were working on board. Later we hit the San Jacinto Monument, so we got this bird's eye view. But as you can see from this upcoming footage, yeah, she definitely needs TLC. You can see where they're pumping water still out from the hold, because they've got to get it out of there before they can patch it. They've got things in place, the permits in place, so they can get her more of that exterior work done, so they can get her underway and down to dry dock. I will have links below if you want to learn more about the Texas and what's going on with her. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Hey, go ahead and share this. Hit the notification bell, and who knows, as we go, someday we may see you on the road. Safe travels to you. And hey, YouTube, they're going to suggest a video right over here that you might enjoy as well. Safe travels.